Welcome to the PadTrack 2.0 training site. In this session, we will discuss how to create a treatment plan as part of the patient's admission record. This overview training is most suited for clinical staff using PadTrack 2.0. In PadTrack 2.0, a patient's treatment plan is initiated as part of their admission record. As the patient returns for subsequent encounters, the treatment plan can be reviewed and updated through the patient's encounter screen. In this example, we will be creating a treatment plan for Stephanie Smith. To begin, I will locate Stephanie Smith's admission in my admission list view. Once I locate Stephanie Smith's admission record, I'll go ahead and double-click to open it. From there, I'll use the right arrow to scroll to the Treatment Plan tab. PadTrack 2.0 allows for 3 different methods of creating a treatment plan. The first method is by individually adding problems, goals, and interventions. The second method is by using a predefined selection of problems, then manually entering individual goals and interventions. The final method is by selecting from a predefined list of problems, each with its own predefined goals and interventions. To begin, we'll start with the individual entry of problems and goals and interventions. Within my treatment plan, I have several embedded tabs. The first tab is our Information tab. If choosing to, go ahead and enter the date for which you are creating the treatment plan. Once that field is tabbed out of, the treatment plan due date will calculate based on the number of days defined in the program and service level area. There are additional fields that are optional to your clinic if you choose to complete that information. We will begin by entering our problems. To do that, I will click on my Problems tab, and then I will use the New button within the Problems tab. Clicking on the New button will give me a blank screen that provides several data elements. I have the option of using the ICD-10 dropdown to select a problem. In this case, I will use the dropdown to create a search for a problem. The search yields several results based on the description I've entered. Once I select a problem, then tab from that field, my description then becomes the description of the ICD-10 code. If I prefer not to use the ICD-10 code, I can simply type in whatever I choose in the description field. Again, I'm not required to use the ICD-10 dropdown. It's there as simply an option. Additionally, on this screen, when I do use the ICD-10 code, the code field populates with the ICD-10 code. Again, these are not required fields. I also have my admission information visible to me in this screen as well. Additionally, I have a date field which will indicate the date of the problem. I certainly can change that date if I need to do that. I also have a way to identify the problem. This, in many cases, for some users, is a way to prioritize the problem list. Next, once that problem is resolved, I can indicate that it's resolved by checking the resolve box as well as entering a resolve date. If I wouldn't want to go ahead and add goals and interventions to this problem, I can simply click on the Goals tab, and again, using the same process, click the New icon within the Goals tab. This will automatically assign it to the problem. I can then define whether it's a short-term goal or a long-term goal. Also provide an additional identifier to the goal, target date, a status to that goal, as well as indicating later at a later time whether the goal was met and the goal met date. In the description field, I have a place to enter the information for my goal. Once I'm finished entering that information, I can then save and close to exit this screen, or in this case, I may want to use my Save and New button to save this goal and add a new goal for the bipolar disorder problem. In this example, I'm going to save and close. Adding interventions will follow the same process. I will click on the Interventions tab and then click on the new icon located within that tab. Again, I will automatically have my intervention assigned to the problem record that I'm in. I can assign a frequency to that intervention, and if needed, a responsible person. Next, I can go ahead and provide that intervention with a description. Again, just like the goal, once I'm finished, I can save and close to exit that screen, or if I have additional interventions, I can click the Save a New button to save my information and enter a new intervention. In this case, I'm going to save and close. I'm finished adding goals and interventions to my bipolar disorder problem, so now I'm going to save and close. Again, if I want to add additional problems to this treatment plan, I can click the Save and New button. In this case, I'm going to save and close. We now see that my treatment plan has a problem of bipolar disorder. I have a goal of user will seek a doctor appointment, and I have an intervention, a patient will read self-help books. This is how I manually enter problems and goals. Using the second method to select from a predefined list of problems and manually enter goals and problems, I will use the Add Problem button in my top ribbon, and I will select the arrow. In this case, I'm adding simply a problem. When I click Add Problem, I get presented with, again, a predefined list of problems. In this case, I'm going to select self-esteem and click OK. I can also click more than one problem if I choose to do that. I will now go back to my Problems tab, and we see that self-esteem was automatically entered for me. In this case, because I did not choose to automatically enter the goals and interventions as well, I can go into my self-esteem problem and repeat the same process of adding goals individually and interventions individually. Again, I will do that by clicking the Interventions tab or the Goals tab and clicking on the new icon. We see in this case that I do not have self-esteem linked with any particular ICD-10 code. If I choose to, I can certainly update that information at this time. Again, it's not required. In the last scenario, we'll add problems and interventions and goals from our predefined list that we have. So again, I'm going to go to the Add Problem button in the top ribbon. I'm going to click the down arrow. Only this time I'm going to choose Add Problem with Goals and Interventions. Again, I'm presented with my predefined listing of problems, and in this case I'm going to select depression. Again, I can select multiple problems if I choose to do so. Once I've selected my problem, I'm going to click OK. This process is going to, again, be adding my problem and any predefined list of goals and interventions I have assigned to my depression problem. We see now that my goals list and my interventions are now have more records in them based on my problem depression, which we added additional goals and interventions. We go back to the Problems tab and open up Depression. We can see the problem has the description of depression, and then here are our template or predefined list of goals that were included with that problem, and here's our predefined list of interventions included with that problem. I again can come here and add additional information to the description. If I choose, I can remove a goal or intervention by highlighting it and clicking the X, or I can add additional interventions and goals. Once completed, I can save and close. Again, I can use the Goals tab to review all goals for all problems. I can also use the Interventions tab to review all interventions for all problems. I can open these individually and make additional changes. For instance, if I want to identify a target date for this goal, I can open that goal up and choose that target date and save and close. My target date will then be listed on my list here of goals. Again, this session described how to create a new treatment plan for our patient Stephanie Smith. If you have additional questions on how to create a treatment plan, please feel free to contact us at support@patrac.info. Thank you.